welcome to BIMS TV. My name is Carlee Jackson, and this is BIMS Bites Kids. Today, I will be taking a bite out of nurse sharks. First, what are sharks? Sharks are a type of fish in a group called elasmobranchs, which includes both sharks and stingrays. Sharks are different from bony fish because they have multiple gill slits, a cartilaginous skeleton, which is the same stuff that our nose and our ears are made out of, and special electroreception organs that helps them sense electrical fields. Today, I'll be focusing on a really fun species of shark called the nurse shark, which sometimes are pretty underrated in the shark world, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Nurse sharks are a little less sharky looking than your typical shark, and they have very long and sleek bodies that are very flexible too. Nurse sharks are found in tropical and subtropical Atlantic Ocean waters. They're coastal sharks, usually found in very shallow and warm water. Nurse sharks are found in a variety of habitats along the coast. They can be found in sandy bottoms, seagrass habitat, and also coral reefs. Coral reefs are their main habitat, where they mainly reside and where they go to hunt. Nurse sharks are benthic sharks, which means that they live on the sea floor. They're also nocturnal, which means that they're very active at night, but they sleep all day. Usually, nurse sharks are seen by snorkelers and divers during the day in places just like this picture, sleeping under a rock or sleeping under coral. And that's where they get the reputation of being a little lazy and pretty lax around divers and snorkelers. They're also social sharks. They're often found sleeping together in really big piles. They'll also swim together in groups, and this is thought to help ward off any predators that might want to eat them. How can nurse sharks live on the sea floor? Most other sharks always are swimming long distances in open water, but nurse sharks have special things about them that help them live on the seafloor. That first thing is that they have a very flat head with their mouth underneath their head, and this helps them to eat their favorite food, which are lobsters, conch, and crabs. So anything with a really hard shell, these guys like to eat. And having that mouth at the bottom of their face where their prey usually is really helps them out. Another cool thing about nurse sharks are barbels. So they have these little whisker things at the front of their face called barbels that help them feel for their food under the sand. Sometimes their food likes to bury itself under the sand to hide from the nurse sharks, but the nurse sharks use these barbels to help find that prey so they can gobble it up. Another special thing about nurse sharks is that they have very thick and tough skin. This is to protect them from the sharp rocks and the sharp corals that they like to sleep under. Another cool thing, probably my favorite thing about nurse sharks that helps them live on the seafloor, is called buccal pumping. Nurse sharks have what's called buccal pumping, which helps them use their cheek muscles to suck in water through their mouth and pass it through their gills. Unlike other sharks that need to keep swimming in order to breathe, nurse sharks don't have to do that because they have buccal pumping. This also helps them with eating things because it's a very strong suction in their mouth. So if there's a crab that's in a really tight corner trying to get away from a nurse shark, all they have to do is use their buccal pumping to suck the crab out like a really strong vacuum into their really strong jaws to crush the shell and eat everything inside. This also helps them live in very shallow water. So sometimes nurse sharks are fed for tourism, like these sharks on the steps are, but they're able to survive because they have buccal pumping. They're able to take what little water is there, suck it in through their mouth, and pass it through their gills, and they're breathing very easily. Thank you guys for watching and learning about nurse sharks with me. And if you have any other questions about sharks or nurse sharks, feel free to send me an email or follow me on any of my other social media accounts. Thank you so much for tuning in, and follow, like, and subscribe Black and Marine Science across all of their platforms.